Alrighty then. Yeah. Alright, have to check the levels. Looks like we're all good. So I couldn't tell you what you're looking at right now, because a lot of times I want to see a live preview of what is popping off here. It seems like the YouTube window is working, and so is my Facebook. Alright. So I have to apologize because I tend to feel like I'm gonna mess something up when I start streaming. There is a lot of steps to I guess getting ready and getting myself set up, and we want to be efficient and keep the audience entertained, but I always don't know where everything is here. Okay, that's alright. We're looking for that. That's what we were looking for. And I am going to use combined canvas. That's the one. The digital canvas. Alright. Okay, so we know that I think we've got everything set. So just to let people know, I had been streaming on Twitch, and today I decided I am going to switch it over to Facebook. So we're streaming to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, and then yes, I do have two cameras. Just wanted to show people what you know, how I'm working, and gotta look into the camera every once in a while. See this cute face of mine. Right. And then I also wanted people to see that you know, I'm live. I'm doing this on the spot. So I'll bring my coffee a little closer. Cheers to you all out there in YouTube and Facebook land. I have to say, I don't really like the way that this second face camera looks. I thought I changed the settings, but I'm still not feeling it. The color is pretty drab. Regardless, I have all my tools here set up. I think we have to plug in one or two things here. But the program that is on screen is called Blender. Blender has been around for several years, and it is one of the applications that I have tried really hard to learn and to pick up, you know, this as a skill set. But I often get distracted, and you know, you have other priorities. So you work on that, and little by little I picked up some of the methodology and how to there we go. Where we wanted to go, 3D, because I need to open up the actual file, or I could have opened it up from the program. So as you see in front of me, we have here Blender 3D. And as I was saying, I really tried to pick this program up early on, but it had a lot less features and things were a lot more complicated. And when you try to pick up a new skill set like 3D, I have to say the first thing that I was probably most concerned about was the price. You know, going into you know, a new skill set and learning something, if you have to pay for it, it makes it a lot harder when you don't have the time to commit to it, and you end up wasting your money. So as I mentioned in the synopsis, I have tried ZBrush. I bought ZBrush Core last year, and that was a good $150, I think, to have the base program. It was a very bare bones program, allowed you to sculpt, manipulate you know, objects and stuff like that. I started to get decent with it. I started to understand or have a workflow in that, but that program, I'll be honest, it just was confusing. It just really, for some reason, it just started to annoy me because there wasn't enough tutorials online that got past the you know, using this program that was a little bit scaled back from the main program. And there was a lot of you know, there was tons of tutorials for the main ZBrush, but there are functions and things that you couldn't do in ZBrush Core that you could do in ZBrush. So obviously, to jump over to you know, the full price of the program, I'd have to learn a lot more, and it'd have to be valuable to me. So I kind of nixed that, and I went back to Blender. I also had some experience using Nomad 3D on my iPad, and I really enjoyed that program a lot. The issue that I have with it ultimately is my iPad does not have very good battery life, and I could work maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour in the program, and the battery was already at half charge, you know. So, and that's plugged in. So there's obviously something not right with the iPad. I utilize it for maybe drawing in Procreate and doing a couple of other things, you know, like checking out my chat, you know, my chat area here where I can, I think it's connected to both Facebook and YouTube chat. Yeah, I guess that's enough explanation. Let's get right into what we're going to do. But before I do that, I would ask anybody watching or anybody that plans to watch or that does come about my video, please like and subscribe to the channel. That will help me bring more stuff to you, because I'll be more motivated in seeing that people are watching my videos, and that I'm providing some good information out there. So I would definitely like any feedback. That would be really good. I plan to get a better microphone soon. That's another investment, of course, that you know, and this is coming out of my pocket just to share my knowledge with you, and then also learn something as well. Okay, so I think, let's see, what are we looking at here? We are still looking at the Blender screen. Okay, so we're going to open up one of the previous files here. Okay, open recent, and we're going to go with Green Lantern How. Bam. Okay, I gotta get the right mouse. So I've got all kinds of specific weird, I have this very cool mouse. I like this one because it is, although I'm lefty and I primarily use a left-handed mouse, this right-handed mouse is perfect because then I can manipulate the tablet display and stylus with my left hand. And then you'll see that I end up going back and forth. I have this small Bluetooth keyboard that's plugged in now. I don't think we really need it plugged in. And then I have my traditional keyboard, a lot larger. It's down here below, you can't see it. And every once in a while I jump to it, just based on, I guess, where my hands are. But I find this helps me and this works comfortably. So what you're looking at right now is basically, this is a let me get my bearings here. Okay. What you're looking at currently is just a block out. I was originally I was just sculpting in the program, and when you first start off, that's like, I guess, the easiest thing to start with and manipulate objects. So this is a step beyond that, where I am creating sort of like a real basic you know, mannequin to be a starting point for the sculpting. And let me see if I can find one of the items that I did sculpt. It's under the mouse. It's under the mouse one. I am also following, as I mentioned, a couple of different tutorials, and I've been at it for a while. I watch a ton of different YouTube videos, but most of them online, they do not, they're not slow enough. The instructor is not giving you detailed, you know, instruction on, you know, what to do next. So a lot of times, what I've learned is that you have to purchase tutorials, because most of the things that you find on YouTube are just going to point you to learning behind a paywall, something that somebody has taken some time and developed a course, so that way you know, there is step-by-step learning, and it is a very, you know, good approach. So I would suggest, if anybody is looking for instruction or tutorials, I found cheap ones on udemy.com. Okay, and I hope later I will put some of these links and things into the description box, but we'll see how that happens. Okay, so we are going with the mouse blend. Okay, and this is one that I'm currently working on. This is a tutorial. And let's see if I can open up the reference. Where is that? Let's go to Pure Ref. We are using Pure Ref as our reference application. And I will briefly just talk about Pure Ref. It's very cool. It allows you to add reference images, and it's almost like an artboard or canvas that you can kind of move around. I think you can move around. How do I do? Oh, Control or Alt. There we go. You can move it around, and there are different pieces of reference that I can just drop in there. And it is great because it stays on, it floats above the screen, it floats above your applications. So that way when you click on it, it still stays there. And if I didn't have dual screens, I would keep that in view, but we don't have to. So I'm going to move him over. So I know I'm jumping around a lot, but I just wanted to show off. There's the mouse guy. He's in the middle of being processed here, and there's still tons of work to get it to that point that you saw the final result is. I want to give props to Speed Char on YouTube. He is the artist, sculptor that I am following his tutorials from Udemy. Very entertaining. I love watching this guy. He just, you know, he makes it look so easy, and with his confidence, you feel empowered to just, you know, keep going, because, you know, it just takes time and effort to get past an issue or problem that you have. Just concentrate on it, and I look at, hey, if somebody else can do it, I can do it too. But ultimately, just have the confidence that you can get beyond the issues that you have to get to the next issues that will come about. Alright, so okay, within this file, that's right, in a different scene, right? Was it a different scene? Oh no, maybe I did separate the face. I separated the head. Yes, I did. The head was supposed to be sculpted within, it was the first practice that you did with, you know, that gentleman's Speed Char's tutorial. And this is the result of it. This is what I created. And as time went on, it, you know, started to look nicer and nicer as I worked on it. And I'm not going to say it's perfect or accurate, you know, completely accurate, but the process that he took me helped me realize, oh, I already kind of know what I'm doing. I just kind of have to get used to, oh, what's that? What am I looking at? Oh, okay. That's the camera. I was trying to figure out what this this weird line was. But anyway, so you can see that I was able to kind of sculpt the details. It's not fully sculpted there because the resolution is, it's not at a high resolution. There's not as many polygons. Basically, that means there's not as much detail there. And as the process goes, you put more and more polygons in there, so, which allows you to add more details. You know, I don't know how much my computer can handle. Hopefully we will not have to find out and see it crash. Okay, because we don't want that happening. Regardless, I'm enjoying myself trying to you know, get to this process here. We're going to go back over to the Green Lantern, because I'm also going to, within this video, do just a very quick snippet that explains an issue that I have already had and I've had to look up on YouTube, and it took me half a day, in all honesty, to figure out what the issue was, and I was not happy with that. But you know, if you take the time and you I don't know, you have to be persistent and know that it's going to work out. You have to sometimes debug or figure out what the issue is, and often what I will do is I'll, you know, close out one file and then open up another file and see if the issue persists. And when I realized that by opening up another file, it didn't, that wasn't the issue, I knew that it was something within the GUI, which is the you know, all of the menus and everything, there was something checked or not checked that you know, was the issue. So I don't know how it happened, but let's go into this. All right, so basically when you click on any one of these objects, you can see the yellow or orangey kind of selection line appears, and then in the middle you have the gizmo, which allows you to do different operations, like, you know, moving it, transforming it. And as you can see, when I move around on the nav bar here to different functions, the gizmo kind of switches, changes. It's there though. Okay, so the problem that I had, and some of the solutions on YouTube probably would have worked if my problem was that problem. And I like I said, I have no idea how it occurred, but when these problems happen, you learn, you know, and that's the best reward in an application, is that later on I know how it happened. Okay, so that was over here. It was this particular menu. Was it? No. Okay, so this is the menu. Okay, so here is the menu that I had the issue with. Most of the videos online are going to tell you, they're gonna say, hey, look at the object stats over here on the right here in the transform box, and if there are any locked positions here, then your item is not going to move. All right, but that wasn't the issue. Okay, so another explanation was you had to look up in no, the other one was this box right here. Wow, there's so many little so many little boxes. So they were mentioning that possibly the cursor was not no, it wasn't these menus, pardon me. Where is it? I think I just had it. Options, that's it. Okay, under this box they had mentioned that if you have locations, I think, selected, then that was a no-no. So as you can see, locations is not selected, and you know, we still. Let me show you what the problem actually was. Let me go in. This one, right here. And for some reason, all of these were unchecked. I really don't know how that happened. And that's weird, because now it seems like everything's gonna work the way it. Yeah, see, that's weird. Gizmo. Well, okay, now I'm a little confused, because when I fixed it, that's what I did. I went to that particular menu and I checked all three of these, and then my function came back. Oh yeah, see, there it is. So maybe it just solved itself. That's weird. Okay. Oh, see, there we go. So this is odd. I can't grab it. No, there's the grab tool. There it is. Okay, I feel like a goofball trying to recreate these the circumstances that I had, but it seems to be working. All right, so we're gonna skip through that. And I suppose, what would I like to accomplish in this particular video? First off, I need to kill my heat. There we go. It's actually a very nice day, and we don't have to worry about external heat there. That's good. All right. So I'm trying to keep up with looking over at my chat window, and if anybody's there, say hello. I'll say hello back. Okay, we're going to, I think what we'd like to do, here's a reference for GL. Series. Okay, I would like to do, I'm going to start doing one of the other characters. I'm just going to create a build out of this other character, and I would like to sculpt both of them, like bring them, refine them, and make them look like the characters. So I don't know if I should do, I'd like to do the build out process first for one character, and then I'll go back and then I'll sculpt another one. So adding a scene, and then I'm going to add the reference. We're going to start with a UV sphere, and we also want to add a cube. Push this down for a moment. Okay. So we're going to start here with the origin. I should put this reference in here as well. I was going to do Kilowog, but I forgot to grab a reference piece for him. Now this guy may be a little difficult, but I like that he has a helmet, because we're going to also sculpt that as well. But based on the fact that, like, when I first started in Blender and in ZBrush, I was only able to sculpt the one particular object that was on the canvas, and I didn't know how to add anything. I didn't know how to move stuff around. I didn't know how to mirror, objects, which will allow you to say, for example, if you wanted to create an eye, you'd mirror it. You'd only create one of them, and then utilizing a thing in the application to add a second version of that eye. But when you work on one eye, it works on the other eye. So that's mirroring, right? Mirroring. Okay. For anybody that is a newbie to Blender like myself, I would suggest that you take notes. Get yourself a notebook and write down a lot of the shortcuts. Write down, some of the different steps and things that you've learned. There's so many processes and so many ways to screw up in Blender. I just suggest that it's really good to have your notes when you need them. So, to start this guy off, we just have a goofy sphere, and we have a goofy cube. How do we make that into a person? So currently I'm going to hide the cube, and we're going to start with the sphere, and we go into sculpt mode. Oh, see, ooh, okay. Now I know what I did. By adding these, right, you don't need them on. That was not the right place. So, when I first made that mistake, I don't know why that corrected it by adding, by going into this menu and checking these boxes. But I don't know, maybe there was just a corruption in the program, a corruption in that particular file. I couldn't tell you, but I know that my process in figuring out was correct. I closed that particular file, opened up a different one, everything was moving around, it was fine. And then I closed it down, opened up the other file that was corrupted or wrong, and it still wouldn't do it. So I messed around with it, and I looked through all the menus, and I found, that particular, those three particular checkboxes. When I clicked it, boom, it worked. So, although I was going to make a quick tool tip or something out of it, I guess, I don't know. Maybe we'll produce something out of this video that can be a YouTube short. Okay, so first off, we're going to start sculpting. And the first step for new Blender users is to always remember that you want symmetry. So check that X box, and now I can see two little dots and know that it is going to manipulate on both sides of this object here. So I'm just going to start creating a basic head shape. And I'm not going to do the full head. I just like to do the cranium part, and other portions of the head will be created with different shapes. This allows me to keep the shapes at a very low polygon count, and that helps you to move it around, helps you to manipulate it and to keep a more symmetrical shape. That's kind of like the forehead, and this is the back. Okay. Adding the cube in. We'll see how that goes. We want to always forget that. I believe every object needs hey, Lizette. I just try to do anything, everything. I don't think I can do everything. I don't know. And I sometimes find that that's a very bad habit of mine, is that I do try to learn too many things at once. Okay, so this, but it's very good to hear from you. Thank you. Let's see. I need to subdivide this, I believe, because currently it does not have. Right, let me look at the wireframe. Yeah, see, it has no divisions in there. It's just one solid cube. Right, so to manipulate it, it needs divisions. So let's go back to solid mode, and we are going to remesh it. Shift R. Okay, we want them large. I've learned. Okay, how far do I have to go out here? How far can I go out? This sucks. Wait. Okay, I gotta be out here. Right? There we go. Is that good? I think larger. Another Shift R. Yeah, that's what I want. So it is very hard to get used to these applications. I've opened this application up, you know, at least 100 times or more. Tried it, you know, here and there, and I'll be honest, I get distracted. There's, like I said, there's always other priorities, and I probably should be doing some of those priorities now, but I really want to do this. So I guess it's a priority. Okay, there we go. So now I have remeshed this particular object. I'm not certain if this is, it's decent, I guess. Yeah, I could work with that. But as you can see, it has a very simple form. Okay, is that trans? Pull that. Now we can move him out. I think I'm gonna need more resolution. But what happens is the simpler the mesh is, the easier it is to manipulate and to find the points that you can just make do what you want them to do, or go in the direction that you want them to go in. So as you can see, this builds a jawline. It builds out your jaw and the front of your face. it looks very simple and straightforward right now. That's what I want. I just want to kind of build out the form with the shapes in the simplest manner that I can. And let's add a neck. And a neck, we're going to use primarily just the base object here is a cylinder. Whoa, what am I doing? See, there's always so many buttons that I get press wrong. Now I got to clear the mask. Clear the mask. Clear the mask. And I want to go back to object mode. And I want to add the cylinder. Okay, we drop that cylinder in there. Oh, wait. I forgot one thing. You have to, when the cylinder comes in, I want to bring down, oh, I did it again, like a goofball. A cylinder, right, and then the menu right here, it disappears, but you want to keep it, you want to do something before it leaves, before it goes away. I wanted to change the amount of segments, the amount of cuts that are in the shape to make the shape a lot simpler to manipulate. So I brought it down to 12 segments, and now it's ready. So then see the menu disappears. It's like, what? Why are you going, menu? I can't ever find that menu again. I'm pretty certain that it doesn't come back. Okay. Scaling that down and giving him a long neck. Okay, and scale it up a little bit more and push him over. Oh, control to soft push. Okay. Bum 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 bum. And Lizeth, what are you creating today? I know you're always out there with the creative mind and something to do and to make people happy with. And I think that's like the best part of being a creative person is that regardless, even if this is for me, this learning the skill set and everything, I hope that I'm by sharing it with somebody, I'm giving them motivation to try something that they may not be really good at themselves. And you just have to have that confidence in yourself. You may not know what the end result is or what you're going to produce, but just do it. It's very simple logic, and as one of my the influence that I had mentioned in my YouTube description, Ben Eblin. Ben Eblin is a very good artist. It's a very good young artist that is producing a lot of great content. So I'm going to follow by his example and start producing stuff. Just how does he say? Make now, think later. So just make something and think of what it's for. Think of the purpose or who you want to give it to later. It doesn't have to always be the way the process of normal of just I got something to do for somebody, let me do it. Sometimes you could just create out of the blue, or just get an idea or an inspiration and just run with it, and that's what I said, like with this particular property, this DC property. It really didn't have much success, I suppose, with the movie, the live action movie that they had. But in the result of it is that they see who their audience is, maybe, and they're going to go in a different direction. I believe that they're going to create another animated series, so I'm hoping that whatever I'm doing, maybe it will lead into it, maybe it will tie into it. But what this helps me do is just set my sights, formulate some ideas, and go in a direction that's positive. It's something that, you know, I know there's people out there that probably enjoyed the animated series as much as I did, and it wasn't. It's all CG, and at the time, I think it was like 2011 or so when it came out. They really had to compete with a lot of the other series that had so much more experience in utilizing 3D to create a series, like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, and I can't think of another one right now, but the amount of detail that was put into this show is parallel to Clone Wars, and I'd have to say I like the aesthetic of this show better. It also had great stories, and as I mentioned, the characters were pretty cool. Okay, so we have his neck, and the other point of the neck is we're going to extend that down a little bit lower, because to allow this shape, I just remembered that, to allow this shape to flex and then move, this is the base part, and that's more in the neck up here. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to pull out a surface. We're going to extrude one particular surface. What's going on here? Oh, hit our face selection, and whoops, let's go one. Hello. Okay, you don't want to go there? That's fine. Okay, so E to extrude on the Z-axis. And I'm so curious why everything has been so... I have to hold down Control. I don't think that's normal. I gotta hold down Control to make it work. Oh, you know what? Wait. Z. E to extrude, and then press Escape. Right? No. That was a different thing. Okay, that's fine. Oh wait. I want to scale it. Okay, that starts to give you an idea of the really basic form of the head here. So with that, we're going to go in here and start manipulating this one shape here a little bit more, so that way you get more detail. And I get confused. There's so many shortcuts and so many ways to move your hands and manipulate and get the results that you're looking for. Okay, so now we have to bring this piece down. We're going to remesh it. Wait, I'm not in the right mode. Bam. Whoops. It's Control R. Control R. Am I doing everything right here? There we go. Okay, so as you can see, the shape of the face, it has more polygons in it, has more information, and that will help me to manipulate it and put it in the right place that I want to. And we definitely need to remesh this a lot more. But once I figured out what other people were doing or watching other artists, you don't really get it right away because there's just so many things that you're trying to observe and based off your own experience, you still have no idea what the hell is going on, but you can relate. So I often just, you got to keep with it, and then there's going to be these aha moments that you really hope that happens, so that way you can move on to the next step. Okay, weird. Okay. Okay. That's better. Okay, that's better. Okay, so he has no ears. I'm wondering, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put them in. I think I will. I think I need to. It helps. It'll help with the balance. They will be hidden because of the actual headpiece there, but it's good to have them in there. Good for practice. Let's see. So to add ears, bring that back. So this usually has to be at like the midline of the neck. Your jawline will end around that point, and then the ear starts in there as well. It's kind of in the middle of the neck, and that's how I kind of identify it. We also, let's see, we are in sculpt mode. Let's do that. Okay. We want to go back to object mode, and we are going to go from the front, and I want to turn what happened here? How do I turn it off? Oh, it's in here. Okay, it's in an empty. Okay. Okay, we're adding ears. We're adding a cylinder. If I remember, yeah, we're adding a cylinder. No, it doesn't seem right for the ears, but okay, it's very simple already, so that's good. I like that. And we just need to pull that out. Then we're going to rotate you. Whoops. Make it smaller. Wait, that's a... Oh, okay, that's not the right one. So my influence right now, as I mentioned, great artist Ben Eblin. This guy, he goes hard on the stream, man. He will do 5, 6, 7 hour streams. Psh, no cap. He just goes on and on. It's like, okay, I want that type of concentration and ability to keep going, stick with what you're doing. It's not easy at all. But then I tell myself, am I making excuses because I didn't get something done? But okay, we keep at that. It's pretty good. Got to be a lot smaller. Wait a second. There we go. Whoops, that wasn't right. How do I move this the right way? There you go. Oh, I can't see it now. Wait a second. Is that right? Yeah. No, it's not. It's got to be like this. That's better. And then bring that in like that. Okay. So, and then I'm also noticing, yeah, this jawline is way too forward. This ear should be right in here. And what we will do is so I think I mentioned earlier about mirroring an object, and that's what we're going to do here with the ear. So we're just going to take this ear and we're going to add, what do they call it, a modifier. Just the gear right here, and a modifier, and we are doing mirror. Okay, and this always happens. You put the mirror modifier on and it doesn't work. It doesn't mirror it. So what you always have to do is remember to apply the application, apply the transformations. So I've been moving this object around, making it smaller, this and that, and all this other thing. And for some reason, I guess in object mode, you have to tell it that it accept the transformations. And then boom, there you go, another ear. Okay. So I think what I'm going to try to do is, I've never tried to do this kind of like organic sculpting of a hard surface object. So what I'm saying is, like, the helmet it's not organic, but it's got an organic flow to it. We have to keep it symmetrical and you know, as simple as possible, because it you know, I can see that the shape, it's not like just one round helmet. It's almost like, you know, you got like these ears that are popping out and they're going off in different directions. So I'm wondering, I still do not know how to mask yet, and that's one issue that I'm going to learn maybe later today. Is I have to, you know, in one of the lessons, maybe the next step is to mask stuff. I know how to do that in ZBrush and utilize that, but I don't know how to do it in Blender yet. So that's that. You know, this. I'm not going to say that the cowl is going to be beyond me, but you do a lot better if you're able to mask stuff. Masking will say, here's a piece of, here's a full object. I only want half of this to be operable. I only want to do something to one part of it. And then you mask it, and whatever is not masked is what you can manipulate, and what's masked you can't. So that would be a very helpful technique or tool, but I don't have that at my will, not my will, but at my hand. Okay, so let's see. What I want to do is, eventually I'm going to start shaping the face. We need a nose. Let's add the nose in, because then I can start pushing in the eye sockets for the area for the eye sockets, and start developing that portion of the face. Okay, so we're going to add a box in here. And here we go. This is what I mean by why I can't stream this long. My stomach always starts rumbling. No good, no good. I will starve to continue to do this. We want a cube. We're going to move the cube around so that it is where we need it to be. So I may do another stream later, a little bit later on, because I want to get better at this and more comfortable. I need to really, I don't know, I need to be myself on these streams, and therefore hopefully it'll translate to people liking me, liking my channel, and they'll come check it out. But I'm also going to provide very good information as well. So as I mentioned, if I do stream a little bit later on, I'm going to jump over to another topic that I've been working with, and that is some t-shirt design. So I have a new application or a program that I can use that helps me manipulate t-shirt designs, and I'd like to share some of that process with you. We're also, there's so many things like that I'm juggling around in my mind, things that I want to do. And when you say something, you want to commit to it. So you know, I have to be careful in going too far and putting out there what I want to do. But eventually, I'll just say it as in broader terms. I'd like to produce some sort of thing that produce some art that will help with a charity, and we'll see how that goes. We have a lot more planning to do and figuring out what to do with this. All right, to make a nose, we're gonna make this shorter. Oops. Why do I do that? Z, solid. I wanted Command Z, and I want to make this smaller. Okay, that's nose size. All right, now, how did I do this last time? Okay, so I think I can go into sculpt mode. Oh, you know what? This is how you do it. Edit mode, right? And then I want only just these two, and then I can grab it and move them back. There you go. So basic nose. We even want to take those, grab those, and walk those back just a little bit. How come I can't do that? Okay. So you see, we have nose, ears, jawline, back of the head, neck. Okay. And all of these different objects will be resized or come together. The more that you subdivide the objects, the more detail that you get, or the more availability of detail you can get. And like I said, these things, they start slow, but as you work on them, it gets faster. Okay, so within here, what do I want to do? I want to, let's go for the eyes now. Okay, so with this front part, gotta go back and subdivide this. So as you can see, it gets rounder. The more that you subdivide it, it's less pointy, for lack of a better word. Okay, so I think I need more subdivisions in actuality here. We definitely need more subdivisions because it's not going to do what I want. See, if I remember, how did I break up Hal's? Hal's was, I guess it's the same thing. Yeah, okay, so I gotta call down a lot more. Okay, and then we are finally using our first sculpting tool. I'm gonna go smaller. And start digging in there. So that's weird. Those aren't the eyes, but that's where they're gonna be. Oh, now is this object? Yes. So start pushing this back. G. Isolate. So if anybody is coming from other programs, what I'd have to say about learning, different other programs is just, think about the action that you want to do. More than likely, it's there. You just have to find it. You just have to maybe do a YouTube video and figure out that particular function. Once you've learned that function, move on to the next thing and build and grow. And it just surprises me that ultimately, I don't know, maybe I didn't have the patience before to learn this program. I do now. Is it Z? No, not Z, it's X. No, it's C. No, it's X. Okay. Down. Oops. And we want that one. Okay. good. It's a nice cavity. Okay, I like that. Going to end up having to bring that nose up a lot. Edit mode. Grab. Pull in. Grab. Pull in. Okay. We'll fix all that. Okay, let's just add eyeballs. So I know this really doesn't, you know, resemble the character yet, but like I said, it's really, for me, it's about just creating the landmarks in the form before I go to sculpt the full details. So we're going to add eyes, and this process, I like this so much better because it's methodical and it's a little bit more precise, I suppose. You know that things are staying symmetrical in a way, and then when you're like trying to manipulate one particular area as opposed to another, you're not moving that clay around, or you're not shifting something, some detail that you've already established. So this, it helped out a lot, Ben, to watch your video the other day and see you know, your process. You know, just listening to your streams and your advice has propelled me and given me a lot more confidence in this program, knowing, you know, your background is kind of similar in the sense of your approach to art. You know, a lot of artists, we you know, everybody has a different style and a different take on, you know, what is art, you know. You know, nobody's process or how they get there to the end result is going to be the same, you know. So I think the way that I learned, I was always pushing to create very precise and very spot on replicas of you know, the reference that I was looking at. But over time, I've learned that you know, the artist's experience, you know, what they put behind those lines, it helps develop your style to have a certain understanding of you know, the world and the way that you know, your process works. Because like I said, it's not going to be the same as anybody else's, but you pick up and you learn, but you teach as well along the way. You know, how to you know, someone else can add these skills to their belt themselves. All right. So I have added this sphere here, and we got to manipulate it. We got to move it around here and put it in the right position. Resize it. Oh, did I just resize the wrong thing? What happened here? Something happened. Whoa, how did this happen? I'm confused. Oh, I know what happened. We manipulated the wrong object. Okay. I want that one. Whoopsies. All right. Yeah, who says whoopsies? Oh, man. That's online forever now. I am also going to either rent better music. I suppose I'm going to utilize one of these music streaming channels. We'll eventually do that, because I want people to have a great vibe when they come to my channel. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, so the eyeball is kind of in place. It's not exactly where I want it to be, but it will move around and do what it needs to once I, mirror it. So we have to, let's do this first. We're going to the object menu and apply all transformations. And as you can see, when you do that apply transformations, the cursor goes back to the origin. It goes back to the origin of the world, and then that's when you manipulate the object now, it will move along that origin or move along that axis. I still don't completely understand it or why you have to do all that, but let's add the mirror modifier, and the other eyeball should pop up like where it's supposed to. Bam! How about that? Okay. That's knowledge, bro. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Alright, we have to make the mouth muzzle part and also sculpt the jawline a lot better, and then make the nose part. But before I do all that, I'm going to just manipulate the helmet, the helmet part, or cowl, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see if we can add that and start shaping that in there. I don't know exactly how to do this best. I think I'm going to do it in 2 pieces. Maybe even 3 would be better. But the weird thing I have to tell you is that I'm getting extremely hungry. Okay, so I'm not certain if I should. We're going to try to add this cowl, and then I'm going to end the stream, because if I don't, my stomach is going to get up and go get food without me. Where is it? Let's see. We want to add. So what I'm thinking is adding just. I think I can get away with one actual object to start this cowl. Let's see if we start with a UV sphere, we can sculpt it out a lot. So we're going to push it. Let's push it out, and I think it's in a nice position. Let me see. Let me bring it up a little bit more. Okay, and then how do we? I'm wondering. I need to. Let's bring this down a bit. The less polygons, the easier it is to manipulate it. Okay, I know that seems kind of goofy, but okay, so let's start just manipulating it. Don't forget to add the symmetry. Click that symmetry. Oh, I like that. Do you see how like I just pushed up like the back part and then it kind of formed the cavity or the area that I was looking for? See how it's not really, it's like it's no longer inside the other shapes. It's where I kind of really want it. Okay. So the one thing that I'm not really certain on how to do is how he will consistently, he finds the, you gotta go smaller, that's what it is. You gotta go smaller and then pull out smaller pieces. That's it. I know you can only pull it out for so long, but there we go. That's what I'm looking to do. That's it. Yeah, okay. And then we have to bring this in. Oh, I love it. So you just have to bring in, manipulate these little pieces. Pretty cool. Okay, I didn't think I was going to get that that easily. It still has a lot more work to do, but the basic shape is what you're going for. So I don't think I'm going to be able to pull out. No. I got a lot of the geometry though. Okay, so let's, there we go. Okay, so I'm starting to understand this a little bit more. So what you really want to do is, you know, you have like a limited amount of these points, and the more that you manipulate them in the space where you want them to be, they can be very long. Okay, there's just not enough geometry there. Okay, so it's coming along, but still a lot of things I have to do to it so that the geometry works out here. Whoops, see, because I'm messing things up here. There we go. How come oh no, there we go. Oh, I know why it's doing that. It's too big, okay. Yes, that's why it's folding that out. So I want that fold, and I can pull that out. right, I am very confused. It's getting a little, yep, gotten out of hand. Go back to a simpler form. There we go. And maybe even simpler. There. Okay, so all right, so basically he doesn't have enough geometry. But you can see that I've made some good strides in getting the form down as far as the headdress here. There we go. We need them bigger. And there's going to be a lot of manipulation to the shape to give it volume. But I'm coming to the end here of this particular stream. Like I said, I am starving. Okay, it looks pretty cool to me. Let's turn on the reference again. And as you can see, we've got like the 3 spiked helmet here, cowl. We're working on getting the lower portion of that helmet, you know, together there. But his proportions seem pretty good. We will work on the jawline and the nose, and maybe add you know, the shoulder area, the bust portion of it, because when you add these things, like, I don't know, I don't want to do just small pieces of them. We'll see how it goes, because there's so many steps that I need to still learn and to pull into the process. Like I don't know too much about coloring the mesh. I've done it only once or twice here in Blender, and that's one of the other tutorials that I have to go over, or one of the steps that I have to check out in the tutorial. But like I said, there's just so many ways to go, you know, with this program and explore it. There's so many tutorials and so much information on this program now. It is ridiculous. You know, the applications for this program is just numerous. You can, you know, draw cartoons. You can sculpt jewelry. You know, you can, you know, create a starship that'll go to Mars. Who knows? You know, the potential is there to create anything that you want. You just don't want to limit your mind, and you know, keep going. That's what I always say. Keep going. You never know what you can accomplish until you, you know, stick with it. Keep going. And eventually, hopefully, we will, you know, build up this skill set and create something with it that will, you know, generally, I'm trying to create a new revenue stream, and ultimately, I want to find something that, you know, just continues paying me. I need that that profit coming in, so we're gonna keep at it, and I hope that you join me for the streams in the future. I thoroughly enjoyed sharing this process with you. It's very cool to be able to talk it out as well, because it keeps you in, you know, keeps you in this zone where the exploration is there. It's just, you know, you just have to commit to the process and take it step by step, like everything. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm probably going to do a lot more of this off stream. I may come back later to produce another stream on a different topic, but I'm gonna keep going. All right, I hope everybody enjoys their day, and you are creative. you inspire people, and you make people happy. All right, so that's what I want to leave you with. Once again, go check out my YouTube channel. It is, I believe, YouTube Air Markable Airbrush. We may change the name, I'm not certain, because I'm not just doing airbrush anymore. Yeah, there's so much to figure out and so much to learn. Come on back and let's see what we can do together. I hope I've inspired people out there today to just give it a shot. Just try what you need to, you feel like you want to, and keep pushing, keep going. All right, like and subscribe, very important, and have a good day. Yeah, that's important too. All right, I think that's it. All right, let's see. There we go. Stop. All right, have a great weekend, guys.